Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good, everybody?
What's
Hello.
good? What's good? What's good?
Welcome. Good evening, and welcome to the Pod Couple.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you may be scratching your head right there and be like, that is not Cornerstone Kev that you're looking at right now. It is not. But look, this is my man, Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? My man's in them. Uncle Freeze is in the building. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, I'm going to wish my co-host a speedy recovery. Right now, he's going through a couple things and he's unable to be with us. So make sure you keep him in
Shout out to Cornerstone Kev. Shout out to Cornerstone Kev.
No doubt for a speedy recovery. Now that I got that out the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Pod Couple. You know what I'm saying? You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us tonight, and that's what counts. So I need you, if you have not done so thus far, go ahead and smash that like button, beat it up like it ain't nobody's business. In my man Uncle Freeze's word, just beat that like button.
Beat it up. If you see a like button, beat it up.
Beat it up. Freezy, yes, what's going on, my brother? How you feel?
I'm okay. You ever heard a song and then all of a sudden the song just gets stuck in your head?
Earbud, yes. For sure. Yeah.
Well, you just hear it one time. And all I'm gonna say is I got this song in my head. This song by that girl, tripping on you. Oh, if I had that song one more time.
Bro. For sure.
Oh my goodness. How you doing though, bro?
Hey man, let me tell you something. As I always say, any day above ground is a good day for me. You know what I'm saying? I have no qualms, no ill will against anyone. So I'm living my best life right now. But to be honest with you, that's how I'm living. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
For sure.
I got this song that's stuck in my head. I don't know. It's name like the song goes tripping on you, tripping on you. Oh, that thing is in my head.
So let me ask you this: did you play it, or did somebody else play it, and you just heard it?
I walked into a store and it was playing over there.
There you go. There you go.
You know I don't play G man. You know I don't play no mess like that, man.
It happens, brother. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat. I see Subliminal 209 is in the chat. What's good? Looking forward to the Knicks at Night podcast tonight.
Facts.
Looking forward to that, man. Jay Boogie, what's good?
Facts.
Yeah. So how you gonna do it tonight? You gonna be controversial tonight, or you gonna take it easy on somebody tonight?
I'm in flux right now. You know what I'm saying? So my mind says it's one day after Hump Day. We had a successful outing on our first preseason game, so that put me in good spirits. So my instinct tells me that I'm going to take it easy on folks. Even if they come with some controversial stuff or some stuff that I may consider to be idiotic, I feel like I'm going to take it easy on Freezy, to be honest. But you know what? I reserve the right to flip the script at any time. You know what I'm saying? I reserve the right to flip the script. Just saying.
Okay. Well, you know what? I will say this. I am in a boxer mood.
Uh-oh.
I have conversations with people, and for those that tuning in, man, thank y'all for checking us out.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Usually G-Man and myself have more civil conversations than me and others. Like if give you an example, Anthony D and myself, we don't have civil conversations because Anthony D is always wrong and I'm always right. Right. So, and if you want to see us go at it, make sure you tune into Old School Knicks on Sunday mornings.
Facts.
Right. All right. Yeah. And so, but and so Free Keith and myself, we rarely agree on things, mostly because he thinks he's right all the time, and I have to reel him in and be the adult in the room. Shout out to Free Keith.
So since you brought my man Keith up, and shout out to Knicks Freestyle because they out there doing their thing big time. You know what I'm saying?
They doing a little something with their numbers. They doing a little something.
But I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to let the people know, right? So I'm gonna let the people know. At some point, when you get two immovable forces that's gonna eventually collide, it's coming. It's coming. So I'm telling you right now, again, shout out to Knicks Freestyle. But I'm telling you right now, the Pod Couple is vying to be the number 1 show on the Blorange Tears network. That's what I'm saying right now. So shots fired. I'm just saying. I'm coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Or we coming for you. So you have been warned. You have been warned.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Oh,
a naughty dreadlock. Okay.
It ain't Mr. Tibbs. I'm telling you right now, it ain't Mr. Tibbs.
Okay.
But I ain't got number love for them brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Number love for them. For sure.
Okay. All right. So guys come at me a lot. They know I do the joint, and they know we have several shows. All of them are different. Old School Knicks is like reminiscing, walking down memory lane. You know what I'm saying? As a Knicks fan,
Fact.
Knicks Freestyle is beef basically.
Right.
Like if there is a joint to be discussed in a high energy environment, it's Knicks Freestyle, and the Pod Couple is more like trying to bring levity and ground people so that people won't fly away to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like let's be reasonable, ladies and gentlemen. The Pod Couple is more of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks Morning Drive is the joint where we all come together and kick it. And the Knicks at Night podcast is more like a party. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
so people know that we got like the different joints on the thing, but you and I, we rarely get to just hang out and kick it without a theme or something, a narrative pushing us in one direction or another. And today seems like one of those days, but let me ask you this, and I'm saying this peacefully, and I know it's going to get you in battle mode.
Okay, let me brace myself.
So the youngins are telling me, right? Young Knicks fans are telling me, bro, trade Obi and y'all young players and go get you a point guard of the future. Right? And the reason why they say that, because they say ain't no point guards coming out in next year draft. This draft that just passed was the draft that you were supposed to get your point guard and you didn't. Go get your point guard right now. Everybody has a young point guard except the Knicks.
So sometimes, Freezy, sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying, bro. And this is one of those times. Because that is the most absurd, ludicrous thing I've heard in the last 5 days. And I've heard some crazy stuff.
You want me to send? I'll send you a screenshot of the text. You think I'm making that up, right?
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
I'm going to send
none,
bro. I'm going to send you a screenshot. I'm going to send you a screenshot of the text right now.
That makes no sense to me. So whoever said that must have been high or drunk or both, because that makes no sense to me at all. So you are telling me right now where the New York Knicks have put themselves in a situation that we have the deepest roster that we have had in I would rather say the history of the franchise. So you want me to say to trade a potential corner piece to the franchise, and the people that we just drafted to uplift the roster to go get who? What point guard are you trying to go get? Please don't tell me that you want to do all this to go get a draft pick, because you're not solidified on who you draft. So what that's telling me is you are bought into this narrative that you want to go. You got that pie in the sky. You want to go get a Dame Lillard or somebody of that caliber.
They want you to get a young point guard.
Where is that coming from?
I don't know.
The last time I checked, they don't grow them in the garden out back. So right. where's this young point guard coming from? That's worth trading Obi Toppin. Come on, man, stop playing with me right now. Stop it. Because
so the young fellas feel like hey, Soulfinger, what's good? The young fellas feel like you can get an Obi Toppin out of the next 2 or 3 drafts. I kind of agree with that. You can find somebody. I like Obi, and I don't want to trade Obi. But what I'm saying, it's gonna be some young, bouncy power forwards coming out in the next couple of drafts. But
okay.
no point guards.
I get that. So let me tell you this. Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna answer your question with a question. So an Obi Toppin, you will find a Obi Toppin type quicker than you can find solidify a legit point guard, right? But you still have to develop this guy. Nobody's coming out of college NBA ready. I don't care what you say. Nobody is coming out of college NBA ready. Now, some may progress faster than others. Some may hit that maturation process earlier than others. But ain't nobody coming out of college ready to play straight up in the NBA.
Right.
So I'm gonna take someone that I've been developing for the last 2 years, and I'm gonna go get a project. No.
Let me ask you this. Let's break it down.
Mm-hmm.
So the Knicks don't have a young point guard of the future. Says this group of guys. And no lie, G-Man, so no lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like these fellas because I find it to be entertaining. It kind of make me laugh and giggle because it's for one, it's a Lakers fan. The one I reference a lot. He's 19. He a Lakers fan, right?
Gotcha. Okay. That puts some context on it right there. Okay.
And then the others all over the place. It's like 5 or 6 of them. They are Atlanta Hawks fans. I live in the South.
Right.
And some 5 or 6 of them are Atlanta Hawks fans. Not because of Atlanta, but because of Trae Young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're a fan of the player, not the team.
Yeah.
I get it.
So
I get it.
So they say, hey, we got Trae Young and a bunch of dudes, and Trae Young got us to the Eastern Conference Finals. And y'all got Derrick Rose and a bunch of dudes, and y'all ain't going nowhere.
Oh my goodness! You know what?
And mind you, Knicks fans that are watching, I'm speaking because I have y'all back. But these are the kind of narratives that you get when you get outside the city. See, if you live in the city, you don't get these kind of narratives, right? You don't get these kind of narratives. But if you live outside the city, if you live in Pennsylvania, Virginia, South Carolina, Florida, down south,
get the madness.
Out west, you get these conversations all the time.
Yep.
Right. Like, why don't the Knicks go get them a young point guard, man? Randall, y'all point guard. That's what we get a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Right. But let's break it down. Why should we keep Obi?
So let me, before I get to that point, let me answer the question about this young point guard scenario that these people keep talking about. I mean, last time I checked, what position does Deuce McBride play? What position did we draft him at?
Point guard.
Okay. And last time I checked, I mean, he's a rookie. He's straight out of college, and there's no reason I don't believe that he could not be the point guard of the future. You know what I'm saying? We also have what 5 to 7 people on our squad right now that can potentially play at the one and be successful at it. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell you this about one Mr. Obi Toppin, right? Obi was drafted because the front office at the time believed that we were going to move on from one Mr. Julius Randle based on past performance. That's why they drafted him where they drafted him. Now, the narrative when they drafted Obi was he was supposed to be NBA ready. He was supposed to be that guy that we can bring in, insert him into said offense and go for broke. So that didn't pan out, and Julius Randle took off, and he started playing outside of his mind, right? Which was good because Obi needed some time to be able to develop, which he's put that time and energy in the off season, and he's doing what he needs to do. I don't see anybody else at this point in time right now, especially if you talk about somebody coming out of college that's going to replace Obi. Man, stop playing with me. Look, Free, I had this thought the other day, right? Actually, it was this morning. How upset were we when we didn't get Zion Williams in the lottery? How upset were New York fans?
Very. Very. We felt like the lottery was rigged.
Rigged, yes. Yeah, that was the narrative. The draft is rigged. We're not doing anything.
G-Man, let me build on that point real quick because I know where you're going with this.
Go ahead.
Because you and I have what they call chemistry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
So Anthony 212 in the place to be. What's good? Worldwide L Chef. What's good?
Salute.
So we felt like the lottery was rigged because two teams that were hemorrhaging money at the time, two franchises that were hemorrhaging money at the time, wound up soaring up the board and wound up picking at the top of the draft.
Yes.
In a draft with two franchise stars leaving in their offseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the two franchise stars were, for one team, they lost Anthony Davis.
Yep.
To a big market team.
That's right.
Right? And the other team was the Memphis Grizzlies losing Mike Conley.
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, who were the Knicks losing? Nobody, because the Knicks suck. At the time.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
You're right. No, you're right. 100%.
Who were the Knicks losing? Mario Hezonja?
Look, that's why we was in the lottery.
Noah Vonleh? Emmanuel Mudiay?
No, come on, stop playing. Stop playing.
But at the time, the Knicks were making money hand over fist.
Fact.
They were making so much money that they were leaving money on the table because they couldn't grab it fast enough.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm with you.
And so you could see the writing on the wall right then. You were like, there's no way, because the Lakers were in that lottery also. People forget.
Yep.
But the NBA was not going to allow the Lakers to get Anthony Davis and get the number one pick.
No.
Can you imagine the backlash if the Lakers not only got Anthony Davis from a small market team hemorrhaging money and got the number one pick in Zion Williamson?
Man, they were
in the same year. Teams would have revolted.
Absolutely.
Teams would have revolted.
It was a boycott.
Right? So instead, the Lakers picked 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And we were all waiting. I no lie. Leading up to, I love RJ Barrett.
Yep.
I love RJ Barrett, bro. Since day one. First day I heard his name, I love RJ Barrett, right?
No doubt.
And I'm gonna move out of the way so we can get to your
You're good. You're good.
But we have to paint the picture so that people can understand the setting that we were in.
No doubt.
So that when you state your point, people will understand why we're regurgitating this information so that people can follow along and understand our point.
No doubt.
So At the lottery, the Knicks are picking. The Knicks are on. So it's Knicks, it's New York, Memphis, and LA.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Knicks get Zion, it would be the biggest story in sports.
No doubt.
Not in basketball.
In sports, 100%.
In sports.
100%.
Not only would the Knicks go from making money hand over fist, they would go from making money hand over elbow, elbow over elbow. So they would have to be an octopus to rake in all the money that they would make just from a marketing standpoint. Zion in New York.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a fact.
But at the same time, the NBA don't work like that. The NBA is made up of 30 clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And if one brother is eating everything, that means another brother is not eating at all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so it's like that narrative fortune. I am one that does not favor fortune because fortune for one brother means detriment to the other brother.
No doubt.
Like if I find a $50 bill on the ground, that means somebody lost $50.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm following.
So I don't favor fortune at all. I favor work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because fortune is if you find $100 bill on the ground, that means somebody else lost it. Somebody else dropped it.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't favor that. But at the same time, if the Knicks had gotten Zion, that means New Orleans may have to relocate. Because not only did they lose Anthony Davis, they still didn't have an owner at the time. Remember, they were looking for an ownership group. Remember that?
Yep.
They begged the Saints owner to take over the Bensons to take over the Pelicans.
Yep.
Right. And they still to this day, they don't have a basketball only setup. They have a basketball football setup.
Right.
Where the owner of the Saints, they operate Pelicans and Saints out of the same thing because they were not prepared to buy the Pelicans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Knicks,
we got money bags.
Right. So the Knicks get the number 3 pick and the most obvious setup you ever seen in your life. You knew the NBA was not letting the Knicks get Zion.
No,
and you know Memphis wasn't getting them either.
No.
Right?
Nope.
So the Knicks get the number 3 pick.
Yep.
And destiny is fulfilled because we get an RJ Barrett.
And there it is. And if was a fifth, you know what would be going on right now, right? But in hindsight, revisionist history says this. How many surgeries has Zion had thus far in his young NBA season?
I think 3 so far. I think 3.
So how many surgeries has one Mr. RJ Barrett had thus far in his young NBA career?
I think none.
Okay.
I think none.
So and I know people are enamored with the thought process of a Zion Williamson coming to New York and playing with his college buddy, one Mr. RJ Barrett, old Canada, right? I get that, but when I'm talking, and we talk about, and you said it before, your best ability is your availability,
right?
So we can talk about the same thing when we start talking about a Mitchell Robinson. So in the last 3 years,
and a Nerlens Noel.
You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking about people that's playing on this team, you got to look at how many games are they playing. Now, think about this for a minute, Freezy. Riddle me this, Batman. So Mitch is how old is Mitch? 24, 25?
Yeah,
somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
How old is Derrick Rose? 30, 31?
34, 33? Something like that.
With a history of knee problems. We know he got bad knees, right?
Yeah.
So how does Derrick Rose play more games in the short time that he's been with the organization than Mitchell Robinson has been available?
Oh, I don't know.
How does that work? How Mitch is 23. Thank Alois. How does that work?
Yeah, Derrick Rose just turned 33 a couple days ago.
Yeah, he did. He just had a birthday. He sure did, because I've been seeing his little happy birthday shout outs all over Twitter.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say this, Freezy. And this is how I'm going to circle back to your original comment about, we need to get rid of an Obi Toppin and some pieces to go get a future young point guard. So just because you're young does not necessarily mean that you have staying power or the stamina to be in the NBA. Let's be clear, right? So you could be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if I can't get you on the court, what is it worth?
G-Man, the Atlanta Hawks have Trae Young.
Man, stop playing with me, Freezy.
The Sixers have Ben Simmons.
Man, stop playing right now. The Sixers might have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons doing what we're doing right now. Ben Simmons probably sitting at home watching the Pod Couple right now because he ain't got to go to practice because he don't want to play that no more.
Shout out to Ben Simmons.
Shout out, Ben. Shout out, Ben. I ain't got nothing but love for you, brother.
I got nothing but love for you, brother.
But when people make these ludicrous, I'm not even gonna call them announcements.
But G-Man, they fans of the game too, though. They fans of the game too, though, bro.
Freezy, listen, I'm a fan of deep sea fishing, right? That don't mean I'm gonna go charter a boat and go out in the middle of the ocean and try to catch me a bluefin tuna, because I don't know what I'm doing. That's not my forte. I'm a fan. I can watch it from afar. Right. And I think I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But if Freezy is the person that goes out there and fishes for bluefin tuna every season to feed his family, how am I going to come to Freezy and say, hey, you need to change that bait that you're using, and you need to get you a different type reel so your line don't snap, or get you a different trolling motor so when you need to back the boat up to follow the fish so you don't break the line. I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
What I look like coming to tell you something like that?
Right.
We're not doing that. I told you before, I am not. See, I said I was going to be. I said I was going to be nice this evening. So right now you got me off the ledge, right? So I was on the fence. So you done came up. You ever heard? So for you young people, or you city folk, the phrase I'm about to use right now, you're probably not going to know what I'm talking about. But it's a certain thing that people in the country used to do, or probably still do. It's called cow tipping, right? What cow tipping is.
I remember cow tipping. We was in the Philippines one time. We were so bored, bro. We was just out there. Bro. And when you 20, 21, you ain't got nothing to do. You don't
nothing to do.
PMCS your vehicle like 3 times in one day, and the vehicle ain't moved in a week.
You ain't got nothing to do.
Oh, boy, come on, Sarge. Come on, man.
Look, you get the street broom out and sweep the asphalt in front of your vehicle.
Yeah,
and make sure the line clear. Yeah, I've been through all that. Yeah. But look, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what cow tipping is, if you're not familiar with the term, it's when you go out in the middle of the pasture, because cows sleep standing up sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you go out there and you literally tip the cow over, and the cow falls down, and that's funny.
And it's hilarious to see him scramble. It's hilarious, bro. Until you realize there's a bull in the pasture.
Exactly. And then you got a problem.
Then you ever ran through mud running for your life? Bro, it is hilarious, bro. Hilarious.
Oh my God. And look, you can never get through that barbed wire quick enough.
Yeah.
Never. Never ever.
Bro, it's hilarious. But anyway, I'm sorry, G-Man.
But you good, man. But I let me get back to what I was saying before, but when you start,
but you gotta be stronger with the tip of cow. You can't just go push him over. You gotta hit him.
Look, like you hitting them sleds at football practice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Look, man, I'm telling you right now. When people start coming out of their mouth with these ludicrous suggestions about trade this person, trade that person. Right now, if you're a New York Knicks fan and you're talking about trading anybody on this roster, I'm going to send you to get some therapy.
Some professional help.
Yes, because obviously you're not living in the same universe as everybody else. Because we are in a place right now that is beautiful. We have not been in this type of situation in a long time. Long time. I've been a Knicks fan all my life, and we have not been in this type of situation in years, like decades. When I talk about years, you know what I'm saying? That
Years.
it's crazy. But I would say this. Thank you, powers to be, for coming up with those suggestions. You know what I'm saying? I won't just say that it's ludicrous outright, which it is, but I'm not going to say that, which I did. But at the same time, what I would say is, if you had tell me why or what would be the benefit in making that type of a move, how would the Knicks benefit from that?
Um, so are you asking me to be the antagonist in this situation? I don't
Yes,
want to be, but I can.
yes,
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the antagonist because people would take excuse me, one thing you say and twist it
yeah.
in a way.
Well,
But to be the devil's advocate.
yeah, I need the devil's advocate. That's what I need, Freezy.
But the thing about it is um these young point guards today offer a dynamic
Hmm.
that these veteran point guards don't offer, right?
Okay.
These young point guards come up in a AAU type system
Hmm.
where the game is different in their eyes. They want to score that basketball first, second, and third, and they do it in a number of ways where it's a beautiful thing to watch if you like watching scoring. See,
Okay.
but we like watching winning, and there's a
Yes.
difference. There's a
Yes.
difference. There's a difference,
Yes. Yeah.
right? These guys,
100.
like for instance, I'll give you an example. There was an era of basketball where the Knicks didn't have a point guard, where the Knicks rocked out with Charlie Ward, right?
Hmm.
But the Phoenix Suns had Kevin Johnson. The
Hmm.
Detroit Pistons had Isaiah Thomas. The Utah Jazz had John Stockton.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The Golden State Warriors had Tim Hardaway,
Yep.
right? The Cleveland Cavaliers had Mark Price. You,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And it goes on and on. Everybody had point. The Orlando Magic had a point guard named what's the 6'7" dude the Orlando Magic had? The tall point guard they had played with Shaq.
A pity.
They bro, have the Knicks ever had a Penny Hardaway type player? No, no,
No.
right? No, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the Knicks had Charlie Ward, right?
Mm.
So dudes talk to me and they say this thing like, yo, a franchise can fall over backwards and find them a point guard. Like the Hawks. The Hawks drafted Luca. They were like, yo, we draft Luca, but you know what? We'll trade him for Trae Young. They could have just kept Luca.
Yeah.
But they decided to keep Trae Young.
Yeah.
But the Knicks drafted Kevin Knox.
Yeah. They did that. They did that.
The Clippers with 2 picks back to back. Like, we don't know what we doing. The Clippers drafted a dude named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
They did.
They fell over backwards into a point guard.
They did that.
But the Knicks drafted Kevin Knox. Right?
Yes. That happened.
And then years later, the Boston Celtics drafted a dude named Peyton Pritchard. The Toronto Raptors drafted a dude named Malachi Flynn. The Sacramento Kings drafted Tyrese Halliburton. The Detroit Pistons drafted a sneaky good young point guard named Killian Hayes. He looked lost. He looked lost last year. He looked so lost. He looked like last year, Killian Hayes looked like a 6-year-old in a zoo. Right? Lost. He lost. He don't know where his family at. He looking at animals. He got juice poured down his shirt. A 6-year-old drink juice down the front of their shirt.
Yeah,
all kind of stuff. But this year he ready,
no
right?
doubt.
But the Knicks drafted Obi Toppin,
Yep, that happened.
right?
That
Now,
happened.
and I said, and so what I'm getting at is some franchises fall over backwards, fall down, not even looking for a point guard and land one.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks draft Frank Ntilikina.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when cats on the outside looking in, they're like, man, y'all don't never have a point guard. I think I could kind of agree, right? But this year we do.
Yeah, we do.
With Kemba and Derrick Rose if they stay healthy,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I mean, but they, like for instance, there was a draft where 3-point guards went ahead of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was 3-point guards in a row went in front of us. The draft went Johnny Flynn,
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Rubio,
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
3-point guards back to back in front of us, right? And we draft Jordan Hill.
Yep.
Right. And when you hear people, other franchises say that about us, you like
It's for merit.
you don't want
It's for merit.
like with me, oh, okay, so I cuss real bad away from the live streams, bro.
Yeah.
I need to be an adult. I cuss like
a sailor.
Yes. So when they say stuff like that, they know it put me in a thing where I go off and cuss everybody in the room out.
No
People
doubt.
walk by like, why Uncle Freezy cussing at me? I'm sorry. It was the heat of the moment, man. I ain't mean it. Hey, Miss Barbara, I ain't mean to cuss at you like that, but these dudes over here got me upset.
They got me feeling a certain type of way.
Right. And so yeah, and so it's like this weird narrative, like around the world, people think that we don't know what we're doing, especially this year.
Yeah. And I could see how people could come to that realization, and I would agree to a certain extent.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay, you good. I would agree with what Freezy said to a certain extent, other than the fact this year, although at draft time, when I'm sitting here watching the draft, I was firecracker hot, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, firecracker hot. I did not understand why we were trading down, why we're not moving up to go get, players that I thought we should be getting. But it turns out, hindsight being 2020, we were able to capture or land people that were a Tom Thibodeau's type player. I am more than happy with the individuals that we got in the draft for sure, and I think those guys are going to be the anchor that we need as we move forward and continue to build the franchise. Right, Deuce McBride, I think that is our point guard of the future. He's fortunate at this point in time that he's able to play behind a Kemba and a Derrick Rose to get that tutelage from veteran NBA point guards. What it means to be a veteran NBA, what it means to be a point guard in the NBA, right? He's already got that dog in him from a defensive standpoint, and that leads to or plays into Tibbs' system. Because he's a defense-minded first head coach type, right? And McBride plays along that same mindset. So when people talk about go out and get you trade this person, trade that person, I'm not trading anybody on this roster right now. I'm telling you right now, I'm good with what we got. I'm comfortable with what we have right now. Now, in the chat, let me know how you feel about the way that this roster is currently constructed. What are your feelings about what we got going on as far as the roster and how we move? You know what I'm saying? Let me know your feelings on what we got going on right now. So is there now barring, again, I'm not barring any type of injuries or anything else. I have some concerns. Don't get it twisted, like I talked about before. When I'm looking at Mitch's availability, the fact that we are are nursing Nerlens at this point. I don't know what his problem is, and why all of a sudden he needs to sit out. Granted, it's preseason, but that's got me a little concerned. Kevin Knox, I think that Knox has stood the test of time, right? He's on this team for a reason. I may not understand what that reason is at this point, but I would tell you this: if there's an opportunity to improve the roster at the expense of having to trade a Kevin Knox or anybody else for that matter, I mean, depending on what the magnitude of the trade is, then I'm willing to do that, right? So I'm all about making the roster better. At the end of the day, I want to continue to build upon this thing that we got going on right now. So when you, but the trade's got to make sense. And I'm a realist. I'm not coming up with this pie in the sky. I'm not giving up. Excuse me. I'm not giving up my entire roster to go get a doggone Damian Lillard. I'm not doing that. That to me, and some people may, because of who he is and what he represents. To me, it makes no sense, because if you go out, you give up your whole team to go get him, who is he playing with? Where are you going to get the players with to surround him with legit players to go out and make a legitimate push for a championship? Where are these players coming from? How are you going to go get them? Or are you going to continue to try to build through the draft? Or what you're telling me now is, now we're playing this free agent game and we want to get people to come and play with the Knicks. Now, historically, that has not worked for us at all. So what are we doing? What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. What are we doing? So again, I'm not saying I'm not opposed to trades to make the team better, but I'm satisfied with what we have right now. I think we have the potential to make this franchise or this organization that's currently constructed go someplace this year. Making sure that everyone stays healthy. Because if you're not healthy, if I can't count on you to be on the floor, if I can't count on you to come to work, how many times can you be late for work before your supervisor comes and tells you, hey, here's your pink slip. If you're late one more time, I'm going to have to fire you. Same. If I'm paying you millions and millions and millions of dollars. Look, Chuck Allen said this morning on the morning drive. And Knox is getting paid a whole bunch of money to sit on the bench. Right? So, but he's on the team. So it's the coaching staff job to figure out when and how these guys that are on the team get on the court. If you're not on the court in the first or the second rotation, that means that there are people in front of you that the coaching staff deems that, I'm not going to say that are more talented, but they're able to fill the role that's been asked of them before me. And that's why I'm still sitting on the bench. But if you pay me $7 million to sit on the bench, guess what? I'm good. I'll sit on the bench. I'll be your biggest cheerleader ever. For $7 million? And all I got to do is gap you up when you come to the bench. Man, stop playing right now. Stop playing. But that's saying that the people that we have on the court that are getting the business in every day, they're doing what they need to do. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's where we are. So I will ask you again. Let me know if you are okay. Because again, I believe Tibbs, barring injuries again, is not going past that 10-man rotation. Starting 5 and the second unit. I think that's as deep as we go, unless somebody gets hurt. Just like you got Sims playing for Nerlens, because Nerlens is sitting out right now. I'm just saying. What are your thoughts? Afro says no Mitch at Wacko. Quickly, RJ, Obi is the future. I agree. So we always talk about what does the future of this franchise look like, right? We got some pieces, right? We have pieces that can legit, as we grow and develop them, depending on what their growth curve is and how quick they pick things up. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I like where we're going. I like the direction of the team, and I like what we got going on. Anthony 212 says I can see him resting Kemba and Rose. I can see that too. I can see that. So if this past preseason game is indicative of what we got going on, both of them played 21 minutes a game, right? But that, again, that's predicated on where we are as far as what the score is of the game. If the game is close, I'm thinking somebody's playing more than 21 minutes a game. Or you can also see some situations to where you have Kemba and Rose on the floor at the same time. I can see that happening too. You know what I'm saying? Afro says, I think we're good for the next solid 10 years of everyone develops right. I agree. If everyone develops right, I agree. Again, the way that this past draft went down, and again when it was happening, I didn't really feel it. I wasn't out. It was, oh my God, I was upset. I was throwing stuff. I'm telling you right now, I was not happy draft night. But seeing how this thing is kind of played out, I'm okay. I'm okay. Alton Lee says back in the day, teams had designated the point guard position. Now the point is basketball. Everyone thinks they're a point, so the position has been debated. I agree. Yeah. This whole positionless basketball thing has me scratching my head. So when people are talking about going out and getting a legit point guard, what does that really mean? So last year, who was the point guard for the Knicks? Actually, we didn't even call him a point guard. We called him a point forward, and his name was Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? And he got the job done. Granted, it came at the cost of having playing a whole bunch of minutes or whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. That's where we ended up at. So as the game evolves, the NBA that I'm watching now is not the NBA that I grew up with. The game has evolved, because back in the day, the whole thing was, if you're a point guard, your job is to come down court and get the ball down in the post to the big man, and the big man go ahead and do what he needs to do. That was the game. That's not the game today. Not even almost. Not even somewhat, right? So it's one of them things. It's one of them things. But again, it's a good problem for the Knicks to have, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm happy that, number one, I feel like we don't have to worry about having the bench come in and bail out the starting five like we did last year. So when the starters can't put the ball in the basket, now we're waiting on the bench to come in, that rotation to come in, and kind of get us back in the game. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Again, this is one game we're talking about. One preseason game, right? But I fully expect for us to go undefeated in the preseason. Hello, am I back? Okay. Any game that Tibbs is coaching, he's coaching to win. Preseason or no. He is playing the rotation he got out there. He wants to win the ball game first and foremost. Nothing else matters except for winning that ball game. And that's kind of where he is with that. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. I am pleasantly, I'm not gonna say surprised. I'm excited about the potential of what we can do and where we can go. I know I said early on, before we even got the preseason or summer league, I thought that this team could be a 50-win team. So I still stand by that. And, I think that realistically, we could legit be a 55-win team. Not even trying, almost, you know what I'm saying? I believe that could happen for us for sure. For sure. So I think and I do have some concerns. I mean, if you watch the game, that there are some things that gives me pause to some things that we got to work on for sure. And Tibbs referenced that. So Altley says Randall still may think he is the point guard. If he reverts in crunch time, we may be in trouble. So Altley, I agree. And that's one of the things I was watching, kind of what that dynamic was doing. And again, one game preseason, but if Randall was going to be that guy demanding the ball, he didn't. But I think it has to be a thing that people have to feel comfortable playing their role, right? If I'm the point guard, I'm bringing the ball up court, right? Unless there's a design play that the head coach wants us to run, which involves somebody than the point guard bringing the ball up, so I can go set up for whatever play that's coming down the pipe, or if it's a fast break situation or certain things like that. But I think people when you hear them at media day, and they're doing all these sound bites and whatnot, everybody says the right thing. I'm playing for my teammates. I want to make sure that I'm involved. I don't want to overstep. I want to fit in, get in where I fit in. I'm as an elder statesman. I want to have that voice. For the young guys, help to bring them along and develop. They say all the right things. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you ever been anywhere and had to prepare for anything in life, right? If you had to prepare for an interview, you got your whole, people call it an elevator speech, right? That means that you're going to tell everybody everything they need to know about you in 5 minutes or less, right? And you practice this thing. You're in the mirror, you got your cue cards up, and you going at it, right? But as soon as I get in front of the person that I'm talking to, I freeze up. I don't even remember my name. I can't even get past. I sound like the boxer dude on Harlem Nights. I can't even get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So saying one thing and doing something else is totally different. So I need to make sure that your audio matches your video. So when you tell me you're gonna do something, let me see you do it. That's what that means.
Okay.
Let me see you do it.
All right. Hey, so Tibbs was asked if he planned to rest some of the players for Saturday's game, and in order to let so vets get rest and young players play
in the preseason free.
And Tibbs said, I don't know yet.
I can answer that for Tibbs, because Tibbs don't want to say you outright. Because if he said that, then that would be the story of everything else that goes on, right? Right. You if you're Tom Thibodeau, you can't win. You can't
in that situation. But why would that be? Why is resting players important in the preseason to you?
I don't think that it is, because number one, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? And I'm gonna use a football analogy. So football teams in the training camp and preseason, they rested their starters, right? So and first of all, it was training camp. Preseason was shortened. You didn't get as many preseason games as you used to get. So when you don't do that and playing against other competition, you do not have the chemistry that you would have if you had played those 4 or 5 games, even if it's just the first half. But you develop that chemistry in game time situations against a different opponent, not your teammates in practice, because it flows different than what you got going on in practice when you're playing against a different team with a different defensive mindset, and you have to do different things. Right. So in my mind, if resting, if you call resting, you're just going to drop somebody out there and play them 3 minutes, why even bother? That's not what I'm looking for. Right. So okay, so. And I think, again, I said this a few minutes ago, Tibbs is in the mindset of he don't distinguish between preseason, postseason, and regular season. It's a basketball game. I'm the head coach by any means necessary. So if you're on my roster and you can facilitate me getting this win or the team getting the win, I'm about to play you. And it doesn't matter whoever's flowing, that's who I'm going to play. That will be my only thing. because Tibbs had a habit last year of taking the hot hand out at the wrong time, in my opinion. Right.
Right.
If Uncle Freeze is cooking, why am I going to sit him on the bench? Why am I going to do that? So that would be my only fault. But no, I'm not with all this wrestling thing. We're not doing that. We're not doing a whole bunch of resting for no reason whatsoever. Just for the sake of saying, oh, Julius Randle only played X amount of minutes. So what?
Right.
So what? Why is that important? You don't get paid. I'm not paying you by the hour, Mr. NBA superstar. I'm paying you to win basketball games. It's my job to manage your minutes. And if you don't have the hot hand and you out there walking around looking like you can't hit you can't hit to the soul fingers reference. You can't hit nobody's backside with an iron board. Then I'm gonna bring you over here and sit you down next to me. We're gonna have a conversation.
Right.
But no, you miss me with all that.
I don't know if I disagree with you, bro. But there's a grumbling in the fan base that we need to see what these young guys have. And listen, I'm with you, right? I'm with you on it. Here's my thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I always said when it comes to when people want more, right?
Mm-hmm.
People always say they want more. Oh, such and such one. Like, G-Man, I'll give you an example. I have sons.
Me
right?
too.
I have sons, right?
2 of them.
Right. And our conversations sometimes go like this. Pops, I need more. And my question to them is, well, what did you do with the bit that I gave you the first time?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, I spent it on this girl from cross town. Man, Pops, Tina fine, man. Tina fine, Pops.
You don't understand.
Yeah, I'll be like, son, I gave you $200.
That's right.
Last week.
That's right.
Man, Pops, Tina fine, boy. Tina fine. So what you need from me? I need $400 this week. Wait a minute. You need me to give you $400? Pops, you don't understand.
You don't get it.
I need more. Right? So what I'm getting at, so when the parallel I'm drawing is for those of y'all that say these cats need more minutes, more plays called for them, more time to shine, more this, more that to see what they got. How about they show you what they got and the limited amount of time that they got and see if they can earn more? Right.
Oh, hold on. So you said something right there that was, I just sent your text. You just said something right there that's impactful, right? You said something to the extent of earn.
G-Man,
so
how much send it to him? I don't have his stuff.
Oh, I can send it to him. I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I'll send it. So you said something impactful right there. Earn freezing. You want somebody to actually go earn something, not have somebody.
You remember that? So you and I had an argument this summer about Obi. Obi Toppin need more minutes. Obi need more minutes. Nah, bro. Obi played 11 minutes a game and grabbed 2 rebounds.
He
at
did
6'9" and is an athletic freak.
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
Why would I give him more minutes? And he didn't show me that he can do something with the minutes that he got.
This is true.
His defense wasn't special.
Right.
To be an athletic freak, to be so young, his all that energy. What did that energy translate to? Did it translate to block shots and rebounds?
No, it did not.
Did it translate into 3-point scoring?
Did
he average a whole bunch of points?
He did not.
No, it didn't translate into anything.
That's a fact.
So why should I give him more minutes? You got to earn every minute. Because what's the difference between giving those minutes to Obi and giving them to Knox? Knox feels like he deserves those minutes too.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, man. I mean, so what I'm saying is this. I don't totally disagree with the fan base because I would like to see the kids play more, but it's not, in my opinion, and I may not be right. Right, in my opinion, and I may not be right, but I would like to see the kids more. But how about those kids earn those minutes? Take those minutes away from a veteran, as opposed to Tibbs having to go to a veteran and be like, hey, Alec Burks,
I'm gonna sit you down over here.
Hey, D Rose, I'm gonna sit you down, and I'm gonna let Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes play. You're gonna be like, what? Over some rook? What? Who are they, Tibbs?
Right.
What is? I'm a former league MVP. What makes you think I want to give up playing time to a dude that ain't never won nothing? Alec Burks is like, Coach, you gonna disrupt my rhythm for a dude that ain't earned nothing? These are the conversations that happen. You don't just Tibbs don't just go. Listen, if you ever been in leadership and had to allocate resources, and you got people under you. But like this lady one time, she had been asking me for a all-in-one copier, right?
Right.
Soul Finger, what's good?
What's good? Right.
So this lady had been asking me for an all-in-one copier, right? She was like, man, I need this copier because, we send in this stuff to the clients, and some of the stuff we do it on different types of paper. And I want to make sure instead of me having to get in my car and drive to such and such place and then having them doing it, take a thumbnail over there and talk, I could print it in-house, right? And so I was like, I'm like, man, so for one, that means I gotta lease it from this company, right? I gotta lease this printer.
Yep.
Right. And then if something happens to it, I gotta pay the specialist to come in and fix it.
Facts.
Right. And then if I pay this, that means I got to remove other copiers in this office because I can't afford to have those type of printers all over the office. Right. That means I got to have on this one side of the building, I got to have one of those and everybody's got to use it.
Got to network them. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because So, and then they hook up to internet, right? And then you got to train a couple people in your office in case they get jammed. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm explaining all this stuff to her, and she's like, well, I never thought about that. All I thought about was, I got to get in my car and go to such and such place. And I'm like, listen, when it comes to allocating resources, in order for one, G-Man, you remember when I said I don't favor fortune, I favor work? Yep. Fortune is one where if Soulfinger walking along, if G-Man walking along and $100 bill drop out of his pocket, that's misfortune for him. But Soulfinger right behind him see $100 bill on the ground, that's fortune for him. Right. But one person had misfortune and the other person had fortune. Right. So fortune is to the detriment of another brother. Somebody else. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is if you wanna give Miles McBride more minutes, who are you gonna talk to about not playing? And is that person gonna be like, is that person gonna take that sitting down? No. Are you gonna go to Kimba? Like, Kimba, listen, we're gonna sit you this game. No. Because and this is what I think. I agree with 99.9% of what you just said. This is, and I'm gonna expound. Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, thank you for being here with us tonight. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with the Pod Couple. And the Pod Couple don't look like the Pod Couple usually looks, but we like bringing you this neat content, right? So I'm gonna need you to go over there and beat that like button up, beat it up. And if you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And if you look at the panel right now, Cornerstone Kev is not up here right now, right? He's having some issues that he's going through right now. I'm wishing my counterpart a speedy recovery. He should be back with us next week.
But I got my man. Thank you to my man, my mellow Uncle Freezy, for co-hosting the show with us with us tonight. But I have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen, a special guest. I had to go into the archives. Let me tell you something. In order to get this brother to come out now, granted, now he on the screen now. When the last time y'all seen that mug on screen? In order for me to go out and get this brother, I had to move heaven and earth to get this man. But I welcome you and thank you for gracing us with your presence, my brother. Because we love your takes, and we just want to provide you the opportunity to come out and speak to your fans, speak to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I appreciate it, fellas. When when man G-Man said he need, shot me to, open up the doors to come on in, I said, hey, I'll step on through because, I never take cornerstone. So there's nothing like that. So, what have you. But you got to show support for your brother, especially when one brother's down. When he's going down, you lift him up. That's what we're supposed to do, right? So all in love and all the Knicks Nation. So salute. Hey, G-Man, a.k.a. as I call him, Sergeant at Arms. Hey, appreciate it, Uncle Freezy. Shout out to Kev. Shout out to our brother Tim. I know he's out there watching somewhere in the background.
Tim, what's good?
And I'm always got to shout out Uncle Ron, man. That's one of the things. So,
yeah, man.
All, this is a unique situation, special situation, truth be told. That we got going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
About point guard getting them on. I want to see those young Thundercats get it. This God honest truth. I want to see the young Thundercats get it. However, I understand what Tibbs is doing. Tibbs sent a message Monday night. Well, it's Tuesday night. He sent a message. That's a message to the league saying, I'm coming. And you got people saying Tibbs hadn't won nothing since he was a coach. He only won a ring when he was an assistant in Boston. This, that, and the third. Well, ain't too many other coaches that's been doing the same either, and you got to look at it like this. A lot of those big names that everybody want, some of them are older, man. They on the wrong side of 30. They on the wrong side.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So you got to keep that in mind. We are building for the future. We took a few. I had to sit back, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. You know me. If I'm wrong, hey, let me know I'm wrong. I appreciate it. I want cats get my booty on my back, on my neck, get wind in my jaws and all like that. And, take my basketball and I'm going to go home. I take my G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Y'all can't play no more. It's not.
Man. Yeah,
no doubt.
Man.
But I looked at the construction of this team and how we were going. And this is almost like we're following the San Antonio blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
And that championship Detroit Pistons style of how they put it together as well, if you really look at it. But the energy of this team is giving you the feel of that 94 Knicks team. If you think it's like a combination, it's like they put it. It's like gumbo. That's what I mean. I like to refer to food. It's like we got like a gumbo thing going with these young Knicks, and it's a beautiful thing. And I know a lot of people want Zion, and then you were saying about the draft. People are upset that we got RJ in the draft because we failed. And if you listen to Stephen A, they can't even tank right to get the number one pick. Who's nobody? People were saying we're taking the draft pick and like we're gonna get the number one pick. Nobody. I wasn't saying number one pick. We're gonna get
Stephen A, an idiot though, bro. We had the worst record.
Yeah, we did.
We had the worst record.
Yeah.
The way fall is it is what it is. It is what it is. Ain't nothing can be done. So if I give you a bunch of lemons, you can either make lemonade, lemon pie, lemon pound cake, whatever it is you want to do. You do something with these lemons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts.
So I'm not gonna lie. If we would have had the second pick, I like Ja Morant. I figured we could say Ja Morant. I was thinking that, but I was like, you got to look at the three we got up there. You can't lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, RJ is gonna be that guy. He's gonna be something special, man. He's something special now, but just let the man keep growing because you seeing what we're gonna see how he's gonna get down in his new position. But I just want to throw this out here, and I don't want to take up time up here. sucking up all the oxygen, talking about things. But
good.
this is gonna make your day though, Sergeant at Arms. Yo, Obi, you and I kind of talked to touch base about this earlier this morning.
Right.
People talking about Obi this and that. Obi showed me something, man. When I was looking at the highlights last year, you never seen Obi take the ball. He'd give it up or whatever. Obi went, hey, he got that ball and he went down court. And he was like, "What? Hey, let me show you something."
He did that.
Right.
That right there. Okay, we talked about summer. Oh, it's summer league. It's summer league. Now people say, "Oh, it's preseason. It's preseason." Come on, man.
Yeah, because we never doubted Obi Toppin's physical ability. We doubted, and I know some people are not going to get what I'm saying, but just bear with me on it. We doubted Obi's craftiness with the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We never doubted could he run fast or jump high. You know what I'm saying? We never doubted any of that stuff. We knew he could do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But what we were thinking is can Obi take the basketball and drive to the basket? You know what I'm saying?
He proved that.
Because in the NBA, you're not just going to get in front of people and just go by them, because set defenses are set up to defend that.
Exactly.
Now, can you be crafty, change directions, do dribble pull-ups and all those type things? That's what was missing from Obi's game.
And that one highlight, I kept rewinding that joke about 8 times because I was like, wait, did he do what? Hold on, man. Wait a minute. He showed me some handles. Wait, look at the footwork. How he come off the crossover. He spin you one way, come back on up and on, and then slap the backboard on the other way. I mean, this is what we see, right? But yet you still got people. That's only preseason. Come on, man.
That's well, this whole thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. So first of all, I appreciate you coming through. You know, we felt like you was family since day one, bro. You know what I'm saying? We felt like you was family since day one. Because I used to ask, like, yo, where's Soulfinger be at? I be seeing him on everybody else's joint, man. Or not everybody, but I be seeing him on other joints. And Soulfinger don't come through. I was wondering if there was like an ill vibe or something. But when he came through, I was like, yeah, he finally.
It was just time, you know, because like I said, normally at this time of the day, you know, I get ready to head to my daughter's practice and stuff, which I'm gonna head to in a little after we wrap up. They on the track, so you know, I'm been helping my daughter with basketball and all like that. You know, no longer a playground legend, man. I could barely jump over credit. You know,
But you know, I have a daughter that played sports too. My daughter Kenya, so she like 5'10", 5'11". And she no lie, bro. She got the strongest arm of anybody in her age group. Like, bro, she used to play shortstop. She ain't never had a thing for basketball, man, because basketball just wasn't organized enough for her. Like girls just running around screaming all this stuff. but if you put her in a spot and let her watch a softball go, so she'll go get that thing, she'll pick it and look like Jose Reyes over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For those that remember Jose Reyes. Oh, yeah. You know, and it's a fun thing to watch. A woman like 5'11", 6 foot tall, that can move like a Jose, man, bro. It's yeah. So I feel you on that. But here's the thing though, with Obi though, I want to I never doubted, and a lot of people never doubted Obi's energy and his wanting to be a winner, and his basketball IQ. Those that doubted Obi Toppin basketball IQ, they don't know basketball. Because Anthony Grant at Dayton ran the most complicated offense in the NCAA. That's why when Obi was at Dayton, Dayton was knocking off blue bloods left and right. Yeah, not because they had the most physical talent, because they didn't. The only specimen Dayton had was Obi Toppin. That's right. You don't remember nobody else off that Dayton Flyers team. That's right. But that offense they ran was so complicated, so generational, right? All these reads. Obi ran that thing, man, like a point forward, point center. Obi was running that thing. You know what I'm saying? And so when he got to the Knicks, to see him kind of regress, so to speak, you're like, yep, what's going on here? Yeah. So, but the thing is the thing I knew going in was that the Knicks didn't have enough skill players to play with Obi in order for you to see Obi Toppin's talent come to the forefront. Facts.
That's the difference right there, because you got to look at it like this, man. Starting at arms was the first one that brought it up. He said, if you look at his track record, he slow develops. He starts out slow, but picks up quick.
Mm-hmm.
Starting at arms said that. Got to give him his credit. And I've been throwing it, and I look, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And I stand on that with him.
Right.
The thing about it is, with certain, the media hyped him up. Oh, he's ready for this. He's ready for that. But this is what happened. And since the three of us, we both wore the uniform, raised that right hand and everything.
Yeah.
Obi had to go to boot camp. He went to Tibbs boot camp. That's basically what happened, man. And when you go into boot camp, you Joe Bag of Donuts or Susie Slapstick coming into boot camp, man. And you going in, they got that, you got your comedy commander, your DI sitting there, and they break you down. You coming off the block, they're gonna break you down to bare metal and build you up. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a development. Because I'm gonna tell you, I was highly impressed because to see him make those moves. But he was doing it in summer league. But let's see what he does in preseason.
Right.
On the court. And which is really a good thing for us, because you know what? That can give our man, the Manhattan Mauler, time to rest. Right. And especially when you need him down the line. Better yet, now, we've been hearing all this talk about, well, maybe we can play Obi. They can play Obi and Julius together. Well, maybe we'll see that this year. It's so many things that can happen. And I'm not even talking about trades. Trade is the last thing on my mind, because I want this, like I said, we put it in the crock pot. Let this crock pot cook, baby.
Let it marinate, for sure. For sure.
Oh, right. And then you come and let it marinate just before you start pulling the trigger. Because the problem is, you can't come into the situation like Yosemite Sam, start shooting stuff up all over the time, man.
Shoot first and ask questions later. That never worked, bro. That never worked.
Never ever.
I've known people like, well, I shoot first, ask questions later. Nah, bro, that never worked.
Always ends up bad.
That never. Chaos is never the answer.
Yeah, not at all. But some people thrive in chaos, and that's what they like. They like to surround themselves with chaos.
Right, but they are the one that survive in chaos. What about the other people in the room?
They are collateral damage. And that's what you don't want to have. It's collateral damage.
We actually have we got a really good blend. We got veterans, we got young veterans, and then we got our rookies.
Right.
Even got our veteran. Look, Taj, who I like to call the intangible man. Look, he must have drank from the
youth.
Because
with a sippy straw, he just sitting there, posted up.
Look, Taj was. I don't know. He must have gone to the liquor store, got that bottle, put it in the paper bag, and tightened around that neck, and set up on that porch playing some Al Green, sipping on whatever he was sipping on.
Yeah. Love and happiness.
Sipping that bottom shelf.
He was getting it. Where? But again, if we have to depend on him as our, in a situation like starting at arms said, we won't have problems.
Yeah, it's gonna be problems.
But it's going to be a dogfight, because you got to look at how this team is built. You get the young guys looking up like Duke's got to go through Kemba, D Rose, IQ, and even Alex Burks in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Grimes is looking at
RJ, Fournier, Burks.
Knox is looking at all of them plus Grimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sims right now is in a position that you never know. He may actually be the one to get the most burn, because I always thought it was going to be McBride, but considering the center situation we have, it's Sims. Even though he's not ready, he's really, like I said, he greener than goose poop. He greener than grass. It's just got to be one of them things, man. But we gotta be patient and roll and rock with them. Young fellas gonna make mistakes, man. I have seen, you got seasoned vets to come out and make mistakes. We seen what JR did. Look, the one meme and all like that with LeBron and JR.
He lost them the finals and didn't know it. One mental error lost them the finals.
Facts.
He's a seasoned vet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's not beat up on the kids, as some people, the young fellas, and give them time. But My thing is, man, I'm really feeling it this year. I'm telling you, we're rolling with Evergreen. Evergreen been on the good one he put out there.
Yeah.
And I would say, when we say we can't make a championship, why not?
I understand I'm not with him, but I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I understand.
I understand his train of thought.
It's a lot
but
of,
I'm not with him though.
People say, well, you got to get, they made it by luck. Well, really, luck is the byproduct of opportunity and preparation, man.
And hard work. Yeah.
There you go. Yep. Hard work is undefeated.
Yeah. And like I said, injuries and all like that. Like Ben Simmons just reported back to the team. He walked out there like he didn't know nobody.
Right.
It's amazing when people say they want to do something and they say, well, Uncle Freezy, I ain't coming to work today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't work so much overtime. I deserve these next 4 or 5 weeks off. I ain't coming to work. Okay, G-Man. Don't come. Guess what? You ain't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 1st or the 15th, when I go to the ATM machine and that thing say no funds available, I'm gonna have to tuck my tail between my legs and go back and eat some humble pie and be like, Uncle Freezy, you know what? I had a mental error. I had some stressful things going on at the house. I didn't really know what I was talking about. Could I please come back to work? Please, pretty please. You know what I'm saying? When you start hitting folks in that pocketbook, they sing a whole different story.
Yeah, look, ass cats that, you get to, even where I'm at now on the job, had a cat, he was talking about some stuff. He was in a situation and excuse me, he let his alligator mouth write a check, his canary backside can't cash.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You talking all reckless and all like that, because there's a certain thing called HR and all like that, and in a certain workspace, you can't do certain things around certain people.
That's right.
But now he found himself caught up in the rapture like Anita Baker. So,
and not the rapture love.
Yeah, I got a question for y'all. Right?
Yes, sir.
So the Knicks have a empty roster spot, right?
They do.
That has not been filled. We all speculate about who that person is.
Right.
Some people feel like it's going to be Dwayne Bacon. I hope it's MJ Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I think the road is pointing to us finding a big to go in that spot. Not necessarily a center and not necessarily a power forward.
Right.
But say a combo guy that can fill that spot. Right. Mm-hmm. Somebody that's going to be low maintenance, that's going to be ready when his name is called. Because if you notice already, your starting center is 57 years old, and his birthday tomorrow. Right. Nerlens Noel is hurt already. Nerlens Noel is hurt already, and Mitch is injured. The young guy you brought in, 22 years old, he is still raw.
Right.
Similac on his.
Yeah. And if the Knicks go into the season having to play Taj Gibson and Jericho Sims,
that's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem, especially once Taj remembers, like once the adrenaline and momentum. Hey, Soul Finger, you remember how when the dudes at your family thing will be out there playing basketball, and you get out there and play.
Oh man,
and you play a couple games. Then you like, yo, I'm gonna take me a break. I'm gonna go get me something to drink, and then you sit down.
And that's it.
And you remember that you not 17. How your body feel?
Yeah.
That's right.
That happened to me. We had a tournament on the ship, right? We had a tournament on the ship, and we were the oldest team out there at the time. We were me and my boys were over 30. They used to call us Team Dirty 30. We 18, 19, 20, early 20 somethings out there, man.
They out there playing with boots on.
Man, look, we were getting it right. But see, as the games, we using our smart, because they want to do all the wild, all this and that. But they throwing up shots, can't hit an elephant in the backside with an ironing board. Damn. Everybody want to dribble in one place. Look, real simple. Well, the game started getting, more teams they started putting more teams together. So we beat a team, they want to put another team together with all the ones win. After a while, attrition started setting in, man. We sitting out there like, hey, I had that busted knee that started talking to me. My man had a jacked up ankle that was talking to him. My other boy out there broke his finger. He out here, man. And down the man. Hey, we looking at each other. So, after a while, Father Times come up there. You feeling good. But Father Times said, check this out, partner. Let me show you something. And so I realized I'm hurting in places. I didn't realize there were places to hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's going to happen. I don't want to see Taj out there like that, man. But the thing is who? Maybe, I was thinking, you think they may bring back Norvell? No, but he was raw. He would need something, but he's a little more.
He's 29, bro.
Yeah.
He raw and he's 29.
Yeah, so it's not an upside. I mean, unless you want somebody as a stopgap, but who? I mean, but that's not a combo guy. He's a straight center. So you look for a combo guy. But again, I asked that question: who?
Because here's the question: if Randall gets injured and you start Obi,
who's backing up Obi?
Who's backing up Obi?
Yeah.
See, then that means, and see, that's the other thing, because you got Amir Sims as well. So will you send him down to the G League? And then
I don't think Amir Sims gonna make it, bro.
I don't think so.
I don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm not a hater. Trust me. I try to be real with y'all. Amir Sims is not an NBA player. Period.
Yeah.
Amir Sims is a camp body, probably a favor to somebody, but don't count on Amir. Yeah, I'm being real, right? Because when you hear me talk about MJ Walker, I don't say that about MJ Walker. I say MJ Walker is a player. He can contribute. He won't be a star. But he's an NBA player. Amir Sims, you ain't heard his name until the Knicks signed him in free agency. You ain't even heard of this dude. Me and G-Man for Life did mock drafts all summer, and you ain't heard of Amir Sims' name not once.
Not one time.
You know what I'm saying? Jericho Sims. You heard Jericho Sims' name. Like, do we take him early second, late second? So do you take it? But Amir Sims, nah, he ain't no. I think if the Knicks look at the possibility of a versatile big that could play, a flexible guy that could play a teeny bit of 3, mostly 4 and some 5, then like an Obi Toppin type replica that could play maybe some valuable minutes at the 4. If say for instance if Obi get hurt and is out for the season, right? You could play Knox at the 4 behind Julius Randle because Julius Randle can play a whole bunch of minutes and not get hurt.
Right.
But if Julius Randle get hurt, we don't know if Obi can play 37 minutes a game and we still win.
Right.
See, that's when you Kwame and push the panic button.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I think that last roster spot may be a versatile big that can play multiple positions. Kind of like a I don't know, like maybe a 6'9", 6'10" guy that can play multiple positions. Basically,
I didn't mean to cut you off, Freeze, but it's just like what's his name up there in Sacramento? They were talking about he disgruntled and trade him. He plays power forward and center.
Bagley.
Yeah, Bagley. Not saying that, but the problem with Bagley is he's injury prone as well.
Yeah,
but
he won't play defense. Tibbs will legit fist fight that dude.
Yeah, no,
he don't play defense. With all those physical gifts.
Yeah,
but and won't play defense.
Look, I see you telling Johnny, will keep telling Kenny Payne, go get my Vaseline so I can get the Vaseline.
Yeah, because I'm about to put these
these hands on. I'm about to put these hands on you.
Under cookies. Give me the Vaseline.
So I believe that that's a good thought process to have for that last roster spot. Not sure what they're going to do with that. I know they're running out of time. They're going to have to make a move here pretty quick. And just like we didn't see the signing of a Kemba Walker or Evan Fournier, we didn't see that coming down the pike, but it happened, right? So maybe this is one of those opportunities that person that we don't know of right now will materialize at some point. Because I got to tell you, I got to know if I'm concerned, if we are concerned about the center position right now, then the front office and the coaching staff has to be concerned as well.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
That this is not an anomaly that we're talking about. It's not something that you got to go dig through the weeds and try to find the Easter egg that somebody hid too well. That now they can't find the one with the aluminum foil around it to give you the prize. They hit it too good. Can't nobody find it now.
Mm.
You hit it and you don't even know where it is, right? So it's not like they got to go looking for stuff like that. So I like that thought process, Freezy. And see, that's what this. So I'm thinking, look, this is where I hang out with Freezy, right? Because Freezy had me thinking with the right side of my brain instead of the left. I'm left side. I'm left brain dominant, right? I don't mess with the right side too much. But Freezy be having me over there tapping the right side over there.
Like what if what if scenarios that are realistic?
Yes.
Some what if scenarios are not realistic.
Yeah, some of them are just out there in left field.
Yeah, what if the Knicks sign another point guard? That ain't realistic. How many point guards does one team need?
Well, you know, when you're talking about signing another point guard, you remember that time we had so many cats that played supposed to be point guards, but we even the point guard.
Yeah,
they couldn't put a point on a pencil, but they called
Bino Udrih. Remember him?
Yeah.
Pablo Prigioni.
Yeah.
Sergio Rodriguez, Raymond Felton.
Yeah,
all these guys all at one time.
We had a glut. Then we ran down. Remember another time we had a glut in that two guard. We're like, come on, man.
Courtney Lee, Justin Holiday. You remember that?
Yeah. Then, but we skip over small forward. We always been thin there. But then we had a plethora of power forwards.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We've always been. So right now we have 7 people that can play the point on the roster right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have a whole lot of something and a little bit of something else, right? We can never balance it out.
Yeah, we got a lot of combo type play. They can play multiple positions, but that the big position is where that
power forward and the 5. Yeah.
That's what we're thin, because it could be, Lord forbid that happens. Lord forbid that happens, that something happened and Julius goes down. I mean, Knox in his little short sample size, it was preseason, that one game, he actually looked decent. He looked decent. He looked like he could be productive. You put him in there.
He's got NBA talent.
He does, and he's supposedly needed 4 years to develop. Well, this is his 4th year. Put up or shut up, man. Well, I say you on the pot. What you gonna do?
Right. Time to box up the rocks.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so I wanted to throw that to y'all because in the case of injury, and injuries happen in the NBA.
Absolutely.
They happen to everybody. Iron Man, LeBron got hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis was hurt last year. Giannis was hurt last year. People get Trae Young is hurt right now. And injuries happen. What do we do in the case of injury? I know we're deep, right? But in the case that Evan Fournier gets hurt, I don't want nobody coming at me with some Quentin Grimes. I'm not ready for that. If Evan Fournier gets hurt, don't come at me with a Quentin Grimes is ready, because I ain't seen Quentin Grimes do nothing.
No.
Now, will he be able to develop into that? Probably, but how long will it take for him to get there? And will our season be in peril as we wait?
Over.
Right. It's the small things because if Fournier gets hurt, do you start Grimes or do you bring Alec Burks off the bench and hope you get scoring punch from the second unit?
You know what's going to wind up happening? I just see RJ sliding back into that 2. You bring RJ back into the 2. And this may sound blasphemous.
Oh, here you go with Kevin Knox.
you already saw it coming, didn't you?
Yeah, we saw this coming. We already.
Or not. Or you could keep RJ at the 3, put Burks at the 2, but you're gonna have to use Knox on the second unit. Possibly use him on the unit. It's one of those. Okay, this is your chance to come out there and show and prove. This is your chance to show and prove.
Do you start Dwayne Bacon?
Well, if Bacon if he's the one that signed, you can give him the go ahead because you already know you're going to get defense from him, and he can score. Bacon is a solid player, man. It's just that we have a lot of options at these other positions. But see, Freezy, you didn't put that you planted that seed on that big position. And I was looking at it and I said, we'll see how long it takes. I was surprised, when Nerlens was, his knee soreness and all like that. And we know he has some issues with knees before.
Right.
He is, he's rather thin, skin and gristle.
Yeah, he rather fragile, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
he got heart now.
Man, hey, he got
fragile.
Lion, man. He got the heart of a lion. Heart of a lion, hands like skillets. But I love the way what he give. I appreciate what he does.
Right.
Hey, that 5 position for us is just like the running back position in football. You gotta have some depth at that position.
Oh, I know.
Because especially when you talk about these guys that first of all, somebody is not meant to be 7 foot, 3 inches tall and weigh 200 pounds. So you frail as I don't know what. So if I'm coming down court and I'm a 6'11" power forward weighing about 250, head downhill to the basket, and you want to take a charge from me? Man, stop playing. I'm about to put you in the hospital.
Yeah, that's like back in the days, those that remember, or some heard the name, but for those of us got to see him run that rock, Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to make a business decision. If you're gonna step in front of this freight train coming down this court, that's a business decision on your part.
I saw this one thing. I don't know if this is for old school football fans, but I saw the top 2 defenses in the NFL. This is like 1988, 89, something like that. But the New York Giants went to play the Dome Patrol, right? The Saints had this defense, man. They linebackers was off the chain,
killing people.
But the Saints had this running back named Ironhead Haywood.
Yes,
right.
It was
and
a monster.
Yeah, and Ironhead Haywood, they ran this off tackle play, and I saw 55 from the Giants step up in the hole. A dude named Gary Reasons.
Right?
And Ironhead and Gary Reasons hit, and bro, it sounded like an ambulance running into a fire truck, bro. Because Gary Reasons, the reason why he was there was because he didn't have no sense. He was crazy,
right?
You know what I'm saying? In order to play with Carl Banks, Lawrence Taylor, Pepper Johnson, Harry Carson, Zach Diassi, all them cats.
You got to be touched.
Yeah, you had to be offset, right?
Yeah.
And so my man hit Ironhead with everything he had. And when Ironhead finished doing his touchdown dance, bro, it was like the funniest thing you ever seen in your life. You ain't never seen a big man that nimble dancing in the end zone. Now, mind you, they was at the 7-yard line, right? Ironhead hit Gary Reasons about the 5. And then Ironhead was in the end zone doing his little dance, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if you Gary Reasons, you should have made a better business decision than that. Yeah. Because Ironhead ain't feel none of that 250 Gary Reasons was bringing.
Not at all.
That offense consisted of Bobby Hebert, Ironhead, and John Tice, a tight end. That's all.
A tight end.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That defense was a
monster. That's it.
And they had a fast receiver that they would never throw to. I can't remember his name, but he was a big dude, was fast, but they would never throw to him. I don't know if he was 86, 88, something like that. But they would never throw to him. But anyway, Ironhead met that man in the hole, and it sounded like a car crash right outside your house. You know what I'm saying? But to G-Man's point though about Nerlens Noel, bro, the cat got hot.
Yeah,
if you come into the rim, he gonna try to stop you, bro.
He is.
Or he gonna bring all 197 pounds of himself to block your shot.
Yeah,
6'11", 197.
As long as he's blocking shots, and I don't need for him to take no charges for you. I can't. We can't afford for him. First of all, let's go ahead and send him some well wishes and let the knees get together. So he can start playing. So he can get on the court. That's number one, right? I want to see that first. Now, outside of that, I'm not even going to talk about Mitch because this whole thing about giving them time, take time. We had a whole season to get his stuff right, and then now we're carrying over into the next season. So that's like somebody owing you money. Now, I just loaned Freezy. No, I just loaned Soulfinger $200 on the first, right? And going through a couple things didn't shake out. Hey, I got it. Here you go. Do what you need to do. Don't worry about paying me back. Let me get it when you have time, right? Soulfinger says, no. I'm a stand-up kind of guy. I'm gonna get this back to you by the 15th. So I had no expectations of getting this money back anytime soon. When you give me a date that says something's gonna happen by a certain time, then that's what I'm looking for about it. Now the 15th done came, 15th done went by. The 20th is here. The 20th done went by. Now we at the first again. You had all this time. You done went through 2 paydays. Right. and I can't get my money back. What is going on? So we have afforded this young man. And again, people's bodies heal in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe it was one of those things where he was misdiagnosed at first. And if they had caught the right diagnosis at first, they could have went a different way as far as his treatment goes. Or they could have gave him the surgery earlier and put him through a different recovery regimen. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a sports therapist. I don't know none of this. All I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, this young man is getting paid to play basketball. I have not seen Mitch on the court in a long time. And we started a new season now, and he still ain't on the court. And will not be there on game 1 in the regular season. What the world? What? And then and granted, I was happy that they had enough foresight to say, okay, let me go get Noel, bring him back. He played a pivotal role in what we had going on last year. Now he hurt.
Yeah, he hurt.
I'm like, what is going on right now? Now you're telling me. Now you want me to believe in my heart of hearts that my starting at center. The dude that announced it at Madison Square Garden, starting at center, Taj Gibson. No, and no. You better go get me a center. You better go get me boy. Stop playing with me right now.
It's too many of them out there for the Knicks not to have another young. And so my thing is this. I think in order for you to win in the NBA, you have to have one vet center. Like this is what I would have preferred. The Knicks signed Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Right. And instead of giving Nerlens Noel all that money, you could have signed JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard for the same money that you gave. You gave Nerlens Noel all that money. You could have signed Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee
for the same amount of money.
To that same amount of money.
Yep.
Right. You would have had 2 dudes that won NBA titles. Right. In multiple cities.
Yep.
Right. Because JaVale McGee won with the Lakers and the Warriors. Dwight Howard won with the Lakers.
Yep.
Right. Dwight Howard nowadays is in peak physical condition.
Yeah, and he's cool coming off the bench. He's cool backing up now.
And he's cool backing up a guy. And JaVale McGee also. So you could even start JaVale McGee, bring Dwight Howard off the bench. Both of them stay relatively healthy nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. Both of them are rim protectors and rebound at a high rate. And both of them can go multiple games without playing. And when you call, but they'll be ready when you call their number.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I was, last year when we were because we tried to trade to get JaVale, and then we had that deal going. They wanted to trade him to Cleveland. I actually wanted to see JaVale in New York, believe it or not. Right. Another cat during free agency, I was kind of like had my eye on to see if we were gonna make a move on was Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
Because he's, not a big name, but he can play, he's a combo. He can play that 4 and the 5. But granted he's 6'10", but he's physical. He can get the read, he can do some things, plays defense.
And he can shoot.
And he can shoot. And he came from, the thing is he knows defense because he was with Pat Riley.
Right.
So it would have been an easy transition. And he's been a solid he's been a solid, he's been a solid player. But but a JaVale or Dwight Howard would have been. I mean, you would feel a lot really comfortable having one of those two.
Right.
You say JaVale McGee shacking the fool, but man, disregard that, man. That was just set up on that. I've always liked JaVale McGee just to be as long as he is and athletic. A lot of that came with certain development. Because look at the teams he was on as he came up. He didn't get better, but the cat he did work on some things. He was down there working on things. And the fact that he can rebound and he can protect that rim.
Right. But the most important thing, though, what I want to get to is
availability is always, he's got that availability.
Right. But you would have a mentor for Mitchell Robinson.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can have Dwight Howard, the former defensive player of the year, with the same skill set as Mitchell Robinson, mentor him. And I don't know if y'all remember when Mitchell Robinson played with DeAndre Jordan. Mitchell Robinson played his best NBA basketball because he had a similar skill set and practice to go against every day. Right. So Mitch played his best basketball. Right. Since then, Mitch go against Nerlens Noel. What is that?
But
if Mitchell Robinson can outmuscle your center, because Mitchell Robinson was a string bean himself.
Yeah, I mean, I get Jordan there with us for that little short time, because he was pulling side and things, talking to him, putting him in places like that, because he's a defensive guy as well. So he point out some things to him, and it helped him. It helped him, but he needs that. It would have been nice to have that other old head, that you want to say, someone want to call him old head, sitting on that bench to help guide and mentor. Actually have that other big body that could, in case of emergency, you can break glass and pull out.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I'm hoping the Knicks will still pull something like that off. I don't know what center is out there that they could get, or big out there that they can go get, but definitely having a vet or because I don't think a project will do it. You don't want to have a project, because Obi right now is the project at that position. Right. Mitch is the project at that position right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bring in a third. Now you got diverting resources. You're going to bring in somebody highly productive, low maintenance.
Well, after the preseason, we'll see how many going to fall out that tree.
Yeah.
Bodies get cut and everything else.
Right.
It's just a fact.
Right. Hey, G-Man, we ran over a little bit, man.
I see. I was about to say that. and this is what happened. When you get good conversation going, and we feel like we're in the barbershop chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Time get away from you. That hour and a half go real fast. Hey, but before we close the doors, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everyone that came through. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I always say, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us this evening, and we really appreciate it, right? So please, and this is not the end, you know what I'm saying? Because we got the Nick at Night podcast coming up tonight. So make sure, you go ahead and tune in and support that content as well. Hey, couple people I want to give a special shout out to that came through that was in the building. I saw Queens of Court. She was in here. Shout out to Steph. And RC Creative was up in here. RC, check this out, man. I said this last night or yesterday at some point in time, but hey, I need that podcast remix. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm telling you, every time we do that intro, Freezy, that thing be fire. I be sitting here and that put me in the mood. It get me in the right headspace that I need to be in, to come in here and kick it with our fans. But I need that remix. We can't rest on our laurels, because when you rest on your laurels, them young boys think they can come for you. But see, when you put that old man grip on them, and they can't get away, like, how this old man so strong? They don't understand.
Oh, you talking about Eric Iron Claw?
That's right.
Yeah,
they don't understand. But hey, Soulfinger, for sure, I want to thank you for coming through, my brother. Give us a chance to chop it up with you on the Pod Couple platform. This won't be the last time that we have you on. You know what I'm saying? You bring that level of stability to the conversation. I'm sure if Kev was up here, he'd be talking your ear off. You probably would be able to get a word in edgewise. But I'm gonna give you some pointers on how to get past that. And of course, the founder, the Rock of Gibraltar, that's up in the piece. My man, my mellow Uncle Freezy always holding us down. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I definitely appreciate you coming through and holding it down for my man Kev. Like I said, he should be back next week. We're wishing him a speedy recovery.
Nah, he ain't Kev. Kev, if you're watching, you ain't got to rush back, bro. Take your time. Take your time. This seat is comfy, bro.
So figure, go ahead and give us your important thoughts, brother.
Well, that spot kind of well.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, listen, Soulfinger did his thing, bro.
No doubt. Hey, you want to give the people your important thoughts, Soulfinger?
Hey, I just want to say appreciate it. Salute to the panel again. Partner at arms, Uncle Freezy, the coolest of the cool. Hey, first of all, I want to tell everybody, hit the like button before you walk out the building. Hit the like button. I'm gonna just say, hey, just use your soul finger. Hit that button. You can burn some calories. When you do that. So for those who've been sitting around all day, just hit the button, burn some calories right there. You got your exercise for the day. Now, again, let's treat this like a crock pot and let it cook. But keep in mind with
you muted, brother.
center position and things to look out for, and let's get ready to watch what we're gonna do on Saturday. That's all I got. I'll stay up, stay safe, masked up, and on to the next day.
No doubt. Uncle Freezy, take us out the building, brother.
Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night.
Salute, fellas.